There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Oh. Alright. I'm gonna look around.
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building loom over the reeds. They whisper amongst themselves. Confidentially, snowflakes cling to their shivering stems. When this district was booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured the freshly painted facades. Nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now only the wind blows.
Alright, I will reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
Damn. And here I was thinking it was gonna be in the first one.
No, you weren't.
Well, maybe I wasn't. Still, it's a shame. Oh,
This is the trap Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. But
let's reach for the trap.
this trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
Well, let's keep going. The next one is the lucky one.
Yep. The next one has a crab trapped in it. These are just crab traps, you do realize.
They're multi-use.
This trap's not too hard to spot, once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist.
And
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we are done.
you alright, Kim? You getting tired?
No, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complain, it's just...
Uh-huh.
Good morning! Yeah! Hardcore!
Hey, man. So, that was a crazy sound we heard before.
Yeah! It was awesome! And scary! Very hardcore! Too hardcore, in fact! I couldn't control it! At all!
What happened?
It sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left! Starts compressing itself and everything around it! Completely fills up the headspace! Extreme!
Right.
Inside your chest, the heart beats still with the after effects of the sound. Imagine if you could harness that power, making it pulse.
Hey, what if this is the answer to Van Eyck's jam? We could use the sound for the bass.
Oh! Oh! But how?
What about the compressor? The one with the spiky hair was setting up to achieve some sort of parallel processing.
Hold on a minute, Egghead. I don't have to screw around, so...
Morning! Yeah! Hardcore!
I think the audio onslaught can be tamed. If only I can connect the dots.
Bzz, 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 goes the track in the background, never ending. You can't grasp what's missing, but you can try to make something up anyway.
Alright, I'll just make it up. No way the speed freak can tell the difference.
You scrape the moldy recesses of your brain for some technological sounding jargon. It'll impress the large-headed speed freak.
Hey, you should crank up the, oscillator matrix.
Oscillator matrix? Where is that?
Here. Let me show you how it's done.
As you fiddle with the knobs on the mixer, the young man stares with amazement.
Copman can ride the knobs! So cool!
Yeah, man, I dabble.
Whatever it is you did, it seems to have helped slightly. Maybe now you'll be able to make sense of it.
Oh. Alright, let's try again.
Here's an idea. Say what you said before, the exact same thing. Or wait, say something that's only marginally different. It will yield a drastically different outcome.
Alright, hey, dude, you gotta reroute the sound juice through the fluxifier.
The fluxifier? Where is that?
Here, let me show you.
As you fiddle with the knobs on the mixer, the young man stares with amazement.
Copman can ride the knobs! So cool!
Yeah, man, I dabble.
Whatever it is you did, it seems to have helped slightly. Maybe now you'll be able to make sense of it.
Oh, no. That trick's not gonna work, unfortunately. Which means, I'm getting so close to the end game now, I don't care. I don't have time to, wait for the next day or
Good morning! Yeah! Harder car!
level up. I'm not gonna wait to level up just to put 1 point into interfacing and still have a low chance of getting it right.
Bzz, bzz,
It's
bzz.
just...
You scrape the moldy recesses of your brain for some... It's hard to say for sure, but the digital throb...
And it's locked too, okay. I have to say specific things to get it there. I mean,
Good morning! Yeah! Harder car!
at this point, if like 90% of your skill checks are at godly level or whatever, impossible, legendary, heroic, at this point, why even bother adding skills if no matter how high your skill is, you're still gonna have a very low chance of succeeding? So, might as well just add arbitrary statistical chance and,
Bzz, bzz. You scrape the moldy recess
The fluxifier!
as...
Copman!
Sounds like a waste of time, you know?
It seems...
and it sounds like almost like a lie, like
Good morning! Yeah! Harder car!
usually you take your time investing in yourself and carefully strategically choosing what skill to level up, but it doesn't matter here because no matter how high your skill is, you're still gonna have a low chance. And only through secret dialogue options can you have a second chance.
Sidechain the beat.
Sidechain? What does that mean?
Listen, you can use the compressor to select between which track it's compressing. Either the auxiliary signal or the main input from the tape. Make
Alright.
it alternate between the signals.
Alternate.
The compressor controls the gain based on the level of the signal on the aux sidechain input. It will allow maintaining a loud sound without peaks that fill up all the headspace.
Alright, Egg. You're gonna need to start sidechaining it.
Sidechaining it, you said!
Uh-huh.
Then he puts on his headphones and his eyes go wide. Wider than they've ever gone on drugs. He starts jumping up and down with bliss in total silence, still listening to his headphones.
Hey, what did you do to Egghead, Copman? Did you break him?
No, he's fine. Just wait and see.
Are you ready, pussy?
There he is.
Noid straightens his back, ready for the beat.
I was born ready, Egg.
I'm ready, Egghead. Give it to me.
The audio assault is glorious. The speed freak dances on the stage, intensely waving his hand in the air.
This is beauty! This is life!
What in the world is going on? The way melody and bass flow together, it's unnatural.
Your body is taking a beating from the low frequencies crashing over you. It's making you feel alive again.
We have tamed the sound, made it our own.
God damn it! This dance club idea might just work out.
DeLorean Church! The place to be! Pump it! Pump it!
Alright, man. I'll leave you to it. I'll leave you to the pumping.
The mother of humanism
Oh. I thought I leveled... okay. I'll level up my visual calculus. There we go. But it better work, because I'm wasting a valuable skill point on visual calculus,
The
so...
mother of humanism
Here we
stands
go.
above you. A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one. And
Oh.
a text. A light motif below them both.
That's not what I thought I was gonna find. So, who is this older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden rights apfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, 30 years, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
And the motto? What does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then along the left side, Après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau. After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this isola, the Insulindian, on human thinking. A tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death.
Lieutenant, this used to say, after life, death. After...
Death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again.
Yeah.
This exaltation is common in DeLorean sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan.
Oh,
No more, however.
no more. Why?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing.
So, what's the RCM's motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
You know what? It's more appropriate, it's more fitting of a law enforcement organization. I like it. It's cool.
Ice cool.
That's right. So, what shattered this mosaic?
Unknown.
Oh.
A motor carriage, a gunshot, someone falling into it, or maybe just hooligans looking for something to break.
Yeah, I guess we'll never know. Will we?
The mother of humanism towers above you.
And now I'll walk away.
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Sure, why not? Let's get this out of the way as
Oh,
well.
hey, man. It's good to see you.
Hey man, how's it going?
You close your
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
you close
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
Hey man.
you close puts a grip
Alright. Fine. Let me try it. Let me at least try a little bit. It's savoir-faire, right? So, okay, put on these pants. And hand-eye coordination. Shivers. Savoir-faire. And that's it. Okay. There we go.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
Oh, hey, man.
You close your eyes and vacate your skull,
There we
leaving
go.
your brain to wonder, where did that little fluttering light go?
Total darkness.
Uh-oh.
You sink down the darkest fathoms of your own personal deep, vertebrate by vertebrate, through the unformed skulls of your mind. Here it will begin.
Where did the church go?
Who fucking cares?
I'm scared.
Good. You should be.
Where did the music go?
Oh, don't worry. The music's still there. It's you who is gone. Nothing. Just the immaculate silence of your spinal fluid. Electrified.
Now, what was that about unformed skulls?
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Oh.
Every vertebrae in your spine is an unformed skull ready to pop up and replace the old one.
Oh,
Like shark teeth.
okay.
The one you're currently in has a little brain forming in it,
Oh,
waiting for its turn
is that...
to rule the world.
Is that true?
Yes, it's all true. In the spinal cord.
And what do you want?
From what I can see, it's about to bust a move.
Oh. Well, alright, let's bust a little move then.
Foolhardy! Do you even know what's happening on the surface?
No?
Maybe 1,000 years have passed.
Oh.
Or maybe you started spazzing out like 2 seconds ago.
Did I?
With your eyes still closed, the first thing you feel, all the way back in the pivoting darkness of your own torso, is warmth. You have become a triumph of rhythmoplastics, somewhere in a smelly wooden church on the coast of Revachol. The wounds from the war you waged on your body are healing, twist by twist, turn by turn. You have become a flawless interlocking mechanism, a flesh and bone approximation of the throb coming from the speaker setup of the one called Eggheads, entirely, rigidly imbecilic, without pity or fear, free from self-awareness, no deliberation, only, and I mean only, execution.
Oh my god! No way!
Yes, way.
With his reel-to-reel mixer blasting the anthem of a future that will never come, the young man observes your moves for a second. He throws a screwdriver and a bunch of drill chucks into the corner and explodes into dance. What he lacks in sharpness, he more than makes up for in violent enthusiasm.
Kim, come on in here.
What's going on here? Delinquents.
This is clearly a Code 31 emergency.
This is a Code 31 emergency. I repeat, Code 31.
The lieutenant squeezes the bridge of his nose. The lights reflect off his glasses. He's obviously having trouble adjusting to this new reality.
Oh yeah.
A Code 31 emergency? Really?
Yes, officer. Yes, officer in need of assistance. On the dance floor.
The lieutenant crosses his arms with a bemused look.
What's happening?
I am not doing anything. The music made its mind up a long time ago. I'm just implementing.
Good for you. Rock on then.
We ain't going anywhere before we tear shit up.
What?
I did say there was an emergency on the dance floor, did I not? The emergency? Not enough Kim.
Ah, come on, hurry.
Did that just cheer him up a bit? Could be. It feels like the lieutenant cracked a little smile there.
Can I quick save? No. Alright, this is it. No quick saving out of this one. You ain't leaving without getting your hardcore on, Kim. Here we go.
What's harder core than a little bit of?
Dance, monkey fucker.
Excuse me, what?
No. Stop immediately. Stop dancing and apologize.
Oh. I'm sorry. I just lost control for a moment there. I don't know what got into me.
Dance? Monkey fucker?
No.
Then a breath of cold sea air fills the church as the lieutenant opens the door and steps out.
Oh no. Kim? Is there anything more I can do? I want to break the limit.
The dynamic motion of your flailing body is bordering on the extreme. You're going off the charts. You feel as if turning on the hyperdrive would be a point of no return. Feels almost melancholy. Are you sure you have the entire posse along for this?
Well, hold on a minute.
No time to wait.
Dance, Andre. It's the law.
The young man immediately bounces up and down, then assumes the same dance pattern, embellishing it with some sort of waving motion.
What are you doing?
The young woman lifts her headphones up slightly and raises her chin, looking at you expectantly.
Asil? Aren't you going to dance?
No, recording.
The lead programmer throws the other young woman a knowing glance before turning her attention back to her own work. She's still at her mainframe, pressing buttons, reading printouts, but she started nodding her head along to the music.
Alright, here we go. Time to turn on the hyperdrive.
On the coast of the Martinez Inlet, in a small weather-beaten stave church built 380 years ago by settlers from the Occident, most likely to guard against an anomaly at its center, an officer of the RCM is contorting his body into idiotically rigid shapes as he invents the future of dance music. It's the hardest anyone has ever danced.
What is this strange feeling I keep having? This cold. Even now.
I am La Rebachelière. I am the city.
The city? What do you mean you're the city?
I am a fragment of the world spirit, the genius Loki of Revachol. My heart is the wind corridor. The bottom of my air is red. I have 100,000 luminous arms. Come morning, I carry industrial dust and let it settle on tree leaves. I shake the dust from those leaves and onto your coat.
Oh.
I've seen you. I've seen you. I've seen you with her. And I've seen you without her. I've seen you on the crescent of the hill.
Oh. And, how are you talking to me?
The modulations of my voice are noted down with thermometers and barometers. You feel me in your nostrils, on the little hairs on the back of your neck.
Oh.
I also reside in your lungs and vestigial organs. Everywhere there is space.
But who am I? Why are you talking to me?
You are an officer of the citizens' militia, Jean Tenrebu. When you wear your coat, you wear my soul. You move through my streets freely, in motor carriages and on foot. You have access to the hidden places. You also circulate among those who are hidden.
My partner, I think I insulted him just now, and I'm not sure that he'll forgive me.
You must make it right at once. Unity is paramount. And remember...
Yeah?
I need you. You can keep me on this earth. Be vigilant. I love you.
An officer of the RCM is lying on the floor of a small church with his eyes rolled back and his tongue lolling out. Several others are standing around him. He slowly comes to.
Had a good rest there?
Well, I don't know about good.
Relax. People pass out while partying hard all the time. You're just dehydrated.
Oh, okay. Well, that was great, fellas, but I'm all out of juice now. Besides, I should really talk to my partner.
You might be imagining it, but it feels like Egghead turned the volume down. Such is his respect.
Man! Now, man! Now imagine if we could do that, right? But with like 1,000 people. End of human development. Mission complete.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
You're absolutely beat. Muscles relaxed and feet like noodles underneath.
Goodbye, officer.
Yeah. I'll see you around, boys. And girls.
It's colder outside than you were expecting. You see the lieutenant standing there, a small cloud of white escaping from his mouth. He turns to you, but says nothing.
Hey, Kim.
Detective.
There won't be any preamble chit-chat this time. Get to the point.
I think I fucked up back there.
You think?
Alright, fine, scratch that. I definitely fucked up.
Yes. And?
And...
The lieutenant stares impassively.
Make it right. More than you know depends on it.
And I'm sorry.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah?
What do you see when you look at me?
A guy? A man?
Yeah, that's what most people say. But do you know what they don't say? Revacholian.
Oh.
I don't suppose anyone ever questions whether you belong here. Whatever your faults, you're a solid detective. You're obviously Revacholian. I was born here. I grew up here. It's the only home I've ever known. And there's a good chance I'll die in the line of duty here, too. But to most of my countrymen, I will always be some monkey fucker.
Well, to me, you're my partner.
The lieutenant's not comfortable with emotional openness. He's eager to change the subject.
Well, good, because we are partners. Now, I have some personal matters I'd like to get in order. If you don't object, I'm going to leave the rest of the day's investigation to you.
What? To me? But wait, I wasn't done.
Try not to break anything while I'm gone. I'll see you in the morning, detective.
The dark shadow of the church is drawn out on the sand. Two men part there, in silence.
Oh man, I really hit a nerve there.
Tequila Sunset.
Idiot Doom Spiral. I am ready now. I've seen it. Tell me the story of Tequila Sunset.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords.
Alright.
Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. And by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man. The myth.
Was I alone?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting.
Alright.
You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get pissed drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head, right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
Does that sound like something you'd do? Yeah, probably.
So what happened then?
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this, we get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Of course, naturally.
Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will. Followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "The time hath come!" So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things!"
Oh, God. What happened next?
Your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice.
The muscles in your right leg tense up. Your hands cramp on the steering levers.
We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
Wait, so is Tequila Sunset an event or a name?
I'm not sure. I think you were the event. Tequila Sunset. You know, as opposed to a Tequila Sunrise, which is long gone.
Well, I hate to break it to you folks, but my real name is Harry.
No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother.
And how long did we party for?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Huh. And you're sure it happened like that?
Trust me, Tequila, it happened. Just ask one of these other witnesses.
Don't call Abigail. Don't call.
See?
Did I mention losing anything else?
Beside your gun and your badge? You said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one.
Did I say anything about my colleagues?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style. No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
So did you get a good read on what kind of cop I was?
You said being a cop was real boring and that there was no reason to talk about it. You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temple, saying, boring, boring, boring.
Okay. Did I say anything about the case?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
Oh. Did we talk about, politics?
Yeah, you said that it was okay that you crashed your carriage because the spectral hand of the market was guiding you. This was before you started talking about how the Pinkies were always trying to fuck you.
Uh-huh. And, did I tell you anything specific about this person that, fucked me?
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
Oh.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail.
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
Yeah, you can say that. Well, I don't need to hear anymore.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
You seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability. You want to tell me another one sometime?
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum.
Yeah. Do you want to tell me how you became Idiot Doom Spiral?
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
The gleam in his eyes and the slouch in his posture is so incredibly familiar. You might get scammed here.
You want booze, don't you?
I don't want it, man. I need it. Can't tell stories without it. Dry stories are boring, you see? So, have you got anything for good old Idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me.
Alright, I've got a potent Pilsner. You interested?
Not much, but it will do.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Don't call Abigail!
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George, but around here, you already know.
Sure.
I was once a reasonably high net worth individual, a founder / junior partner at a high concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm.
Go on.
I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane.
Wait, so how many people did you have working for you?
22 full-time employees, an all-star team, a potentially historical set of individuals. Worrying about them often kept me up well into the morning hours.
So, did the jogging help?
It did. With my trusty Sansaric tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit.
What happened?
One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pockets.
Sure.
His eyes are clouded, his dilated blood vessels encircling his irises like stinging brambles.
So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see? At least, that was the plan.
Right.
I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly.
And how wet are we talking exactly?
Wet, okay? It was raining really hard. I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass.
Ooh.
Ouch, indeed. Reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up. So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key.
Oh. Okay, so what happened next?
I rang my neighbor's buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
Uh-huh.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in. Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this.
He pinches his thigh as if to check whether this reality is the reality.
So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh?
So that's it? I don't know. I feel like there are some steps missing here.
Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time. If there was anything else to it, I would have thought of it by now.
Well, I literally can't believe it.
Me neither, Tequila. When I lost my keys, I lost more than access to my apartment. I also lost my leverage over humanity. I wasn't a high-concept creative director anymore. I was just some homeless asshole with a premium Sansorique Lycra tracksuit. You can't imagine what that does to a man's confidence. Anyway, that was all the story one bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one.
So why do you think you keep losing all your stuff?
Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece Lycra tracksuit?
Well,
I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost it too. The only things I haven't lost are these two drunks.
A lost jacket? Sounds like a mystery you could look into.
Oh. What's this about a lost jacket?
Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my Lycra threads, but it did itch a lot less. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom Spiral out. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say, Tequila?
And this missing jacket wouldn't happen to be this jacket that I discovered on the boardwalk and had cleaned on a whim?
Nah, this isn't it.
Oh.
Faun, that's medium concept stuff. Totally not my style.
So you're saying there's another lost jacket out there somewhere?
It's a big world out there, Tequila. A lot of lost jackets in it. Don't know why you'd think this could possibly be mine.
Well...
Hey, Doom Spiral. Ain't that the jacket you stole the other week?
Not on your fucking life, Rosemary. What's wrong with you people? Like I'd be caught dead wearing Faun, like some low-concept bicycle courier. Tell you what, Tequila. Why don't you just hang on to that one? I'll get another jacket. Someday.
Alright. Have you got any more stories?
I do. But as you can see, my fuel tank is running quite low. If you catch my drift.
Alright. I got some sweet Commodore Red for you.
Classy. The tale I'm about to tell you is an urban legend particular to Martinez. That said, I first heard it from a former bicycle courier in Koran. There are many variations on the basic story, and the details often conflict. What everyone agrees on is that nobody knows the exact nature or identity of the phenomenon.
Are you telling the story of the headless...
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. Summer of 44. 17-year-old Gertrude Het is walking home from a late shift at the harbor. It's almost midnight. She stops for a cigarette near the canal.
The streets are warmed by a southerly breeze. The lights of a passing motor carriage bloom and fade in the distance. In the harbor's dark, her cigarette is a beacon, dancing alone. The image comes to you effortlessly, as though you'd walked the same streets yourself 1,000 times.
Our heroine finds herself enjoying the peace and quiet the canal provides. What she doesn't know is that her peace is about to be shattered. From behind her comes the clattering of hooves. Startled, she turns around, and what does she see?
What? What does she see?
A headless man, wearing a Faun tracksuit, riding a horse. That's right. It's the headless Faun rider.
Oh.
rumored to be searching for his legendary found cap that went missing when he lost his head.
Wait, I thought the Headless Fan Rider rode a bull.
Well, there are many versions of this story, the most peculiar of which has the Headless Found Rider riding on the back of another headless man.
Really? That sounds pretty implausible to me.
If I hadn't lost my keys that one time, I'd agree with you. But life is a cruel mistress. Gertrude Het may have been the first to witness the Headless Found Rider, but she wasn't the last. Oh no.
Tell him about the two feminists by the locks.
Fuck, Rosemary, they were dating. No one said they were feminists. Everyone always misremembering this stuff. Right. Early autumn of 46. Ula DuPont and Eva Delgado are fishing near the waterlock long after the sun has set. The wind picks up. A sky already dark now blackens. Water starts falling from above. The first cold rain of the season.
Two women stand on a small outcropping of rocks. One of them is wearing a purple raincoat. Thin lines reach out from the rods into the sea. Small droplets start appearing on the surface with increasing frequency.
The women are caught in the downpour. They act quickly. Eva gathers the rods whilst Ula turns around to reach for the tackle box. When she sees something, her shriek is so violent that the residents of the nearby apartment building believe lightning has struck. But there is no lightning. Only a heavy downpour and the silhouette of the Headless Found Rider looming on the horizon. Ula makes a run for the shore, but Eva slips on a wet rock and disappears into the cold, cold canal with nary a sound. Her body is never recovered.
Oh. What happened to Ula DuPonte?
Word on the street is that she, you know, gave herself facial deconstruction surgery. Real grisly stuff.
Oh.
Anyway, that's the story of the Headless Found Rider. Pretty crazy, huh?
That's nothing. I've got an even crazier story.
Yeah? Why don't you go eat shit, Tequila? There's no way you know a better one than that.
What about the cold Duma Madakwa? It's a magical self-replicating sound.
I have to admit, that's pretty high concept. Still not as awesome as a headless rider in a found tracksuit, though.
Alright, we'll just have to agree to disagree then. So who was the headless rider before he died?
Well, Tequila, that's part of the legend. No one knows for sure. There are a couple of possibilities, though. Some say he was an undercover cop who blew his cover and got beheaded by the vicious gang he had infiltrated. Now he rides, searching for his lost-found cap, plotting revenge. Others claim he was a professional jockey who veered off course during a steeplechase, ended up in somebody's backyard, and got decapitated by an exceptionally taut clothesline.
Even decapitation couldn't stop his commitment to the sport. Are you that committed?
What? Sport? What?
Personally, I think he was just some guy who hanged himself from a really tall tree, and the fall was so violent that his head came clean off. Coincidentally, at that exact moment, a horse happened to pass under him, and his beheaded corpse mounted it, where it remains to this day. But then, no one really knows.
Exactly.
For some reason, this does strike you as the most plausible theory of them all.
You know what? Coincidentally, for some reason, this does strike me as the most plausible theory of them all.
Isn't it? All the pieces fit together perfectly. That's how I know it's right. Anyway, to each his own. You want to hear any other stories?
Alright, so what ever became of the headless Fountain Rider?
No one knows. Some say he stalks Martinez to this day, and can be seen near the canal when the clock strikes midnight. Ooh.
Oh.
Aye, I saw him one night when I was right shit-faced.
Alright. You got any more urban myths?
I actually do have one. The strangest of them all. But I'll need to fortify myself before I can tell that one. Do you have anything to fortify old Doom Spiral? Tell me you got some story juice.
Not right now.
If you find any, I'd be extremely grateful.
Alright.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Oh, where's that coming from?
From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit.
Oh. Yeah, that's me, alright. I've been establishing my superstardom hard lately.
Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop, Dick Mullen, Salam Rocky Baye, badass on-the-edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. Lights.
Wait, what's that about a ludicrous fantasy world?
Yeah, you know. Beneath it is just heartbreak, a pulmonary tract infection, atherosclerotic disease.
What?
This is where you say action and reconceptualize all that. Reinvent it as the world's first celebrity police officer.
Oh, fuck it. Action!
With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
It's on, baby. Alright.
The legend! He's back.
Oh.
And firstly, I got smokes and piss and a little speed to spice things up.
You sell piss, what? Pilsner, yeah. I'll take one, please.
Bottoms up, Captain.
Thanks. For that.
Tequila Sunset.
Alright, man, I've had another batch of alcohol. Can you tell me the third story now?
Of course. Drink first, story later.
There you go. Potent Pilsner.
Not much, but it will do. This last one is the most Martinez story I've ever heard.
Okay.
I've never heard it mentioned outside of here. At first, I thought it was a joke, to be honest. But I've been on the coast 8, 9 months now, and in that time I've seen at least 3 expeditions come through, searching for something.
A shovel hits the sand somewhere behind the reeds, near an abandoned construction yard. The young men look over their shoulders suspiciously. The sound of their digging seems loud in the sudden silence.
What are they searching for? Cryptids?
Magic animals? No, man, this is serious stuff.
What is it? I don't know. Your lost keys?
Hey, hey! Fuck you, Tequila.
Alright, I give up. What kind of expeditions?
All kinds. I've seen archaeologists, gangsters, even a bunch of ad agency types. I'm telling you, Tequila, this thing's got a pull on certain kinds of people.
Oh. What do you mean certain kinds of people?
You know, obsessive types. People with predilections.
Okay, whatever that means. So what exactly are we talking about here?
Some of those expeditions come back after a week or so, looking haggard and dejected. Others don't return at all. The first time I saw one of these expeditions, I thought they were fucking with me. There was no way it could be true. It was just too high concept, even for me.
Wait. There's no way. It can't be. Or can it?
What?
I'm not even sure I should be telling you this story, to be perfectly honest. You're in a fragile state, and it might be too much for you to handle.
Nah, man, fuck that. I can handle it.
Okay, fine, I'll tell you. But I'm warning you, it's pretty out there. Our story begins at a legendary design studio, right here in Martinez. There was this designer. His exact name is lost to history, but in life, he was a legend. Made it big in Aranya, where he did some real pioneering work on grotesque and sans serif typography. A fucking genius, man. That is, if he even existed. Who knows? It's an urban legend, after all.
Okay.
He existed, all right. You feel it deep within your basal ganglia. He was as real as you are.
Basil, what? What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about...
Anyway, sometime later he started his own personal studio here in Martinez. And that's when he started working on some really wild stuff. I'm talking some glass-smooth, forward-looking design language, the kind of thing that would totally overthrow the old regime, design-wise. But then, something turned. You see, it's widely known that nose candy and pioneer graphic design work go hand in hand.
Wait, nose candy?
You know tequila, nose candy, the white railroad, party powder.
He's talking about cocaine.
Oh, you're talking about cocaine.
Shit, yeah, tequila. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
So what happened to him?
You've got to understand, the work this guy was doing was so high concept that regular amounts of cocaine just weren't cutting it. By the end, they were bringing it in by the lorry load.
Oh.
Now, as you might imagine, snorting that much cocaine can't be healthy for a regular human, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Wrong.
What?
Do it all the time.
All the time?
All day, baby.
Hey, tequila, pay attention.
Huh? Oh.
The story goes that one day he was balls deep in work on what he thought would be his pièce de résistance, an advert so minimal it contained neither text nor images, just pure white. Apparently the idea was too high concept even for this genius. He dropped dead right at his desk before he could finish. His last words are recorded to have been, "It's as white as a blizzard of cocaine." But the story doesn't end there. Supposedly, when they performed the autopsy, the coroner discovered nearly a quarter-kilo of coke jammed into his nasal cavity. That's right. 250 grams of blow had accumulated in there over the years. We're talking high-grade Saramaritsian pure. Not that cut-rate shit your grandma does. There are those who believe the designer was buried with this quarter key of nose candy still lodged in his sinuses. That's what those expeditions are looking for.
The cocaine skull.
The cocaine skull.
The cocaine skull.
Wow.
No. Wow.
And why do people think the skull is here in Martinez?
Here's the kicker. This designer, this lead designer of a world-famous design studio, was born in Martinez. A local boy, Martin Martinez. That's why he brought his studio here, back to where it all began. And that's why they buried him here, too. Perhaps right under Ab's pipe there. Or probably further down the coast, or in some yard in Martinez proper. A hidden mausoleum, no one knows exactly.
No, my grandma always told me his grave lay somewhere on the islets on the bay.
My only question is, where does one get a shovel?
So what have you learned from the other expeditions?
They're pretty vague about it in general. The gangsters like to claim they're looking for the grave of a friend, with picks and shovels. The archaeologists act all official about it, saying they're conducting serious research. Honestly, I think they're not really scientists, just rich. The junkies, for some reason, are pretty upfront about it. They just say they're looking to snort some blow out of a dead man's nasal cavity.
Honest men on an honest quest. You should join them.
By now, I'd say I know about as much about it as anyone on the coast.
Huh. And what do these expeditions plan to do with it?
The archaeologists say they want to put it in a museum, the gangsters say they want to sell it on the black market, and the ad agency guys say they're seeking inspiration.
Bullshit. They just want to snort it. But you could beat them to it, Harry. You could snort the magic skull cocaine instead.
I'm pretty sure they all just want to snort it, though.
And why wouldn't they, eh? Sounds like right strong stuff.
Hey, what's that about islets, Rosemary?
Don't listen to him or his grandma. He's just making things up.
No, my grandma told me. I've heard other people say it too. That it's underwater. Or no. Maybe it was the storm sewers.
Well, I'm convinced. Let's go find it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on just a minute. Finding it right now is literally impossible.
Why?
What?
Why?
For one, the way is blocked by that big lorry that says Delta Logistics Company on the side. You definitely have to search the area behind that lorry too, yet it is impassable. And second, outfitting an expedition like that is expensive. It'd have to be a big production to do the cocaine skull justice. You need new gear, people who know what they're doing, all kinds of provisions. It's just not feasible within the economic and temporal frame of our current setup. Matter of fact, unless a bunch of money just falls out of the sky, we might never know what's up with that skull.
Damn. It's too bad, man.
Wait. Maybe there's another way. Maybe up around the coast. Don't give up now.
Yeah, well, that's the reality situation for you. Who knows, though? Maybe someday we'll get our chance.
Maybe. Any more stories to tell?
Not that I can think of, currently.
I guess that makes sense. You have been drinking a lot.
That might be the case. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'll be seeing you, pal. Till next time.